Hello and welcome to Not Gambling Advice, the baseball betting stream on the Just Baseball Network. It is Wednesday, August 16th. I'm your host, Peter Apple, and I'm here to deliver you some MLB winners. Why not us today, right? We had a pretty solid day. Won some money yesterday. Let's do it again. But today is a big day. And I wish you guys were in our Discord. It's obviously a closed Discord, and it's just for the people submitting picks. But things are getting tight here, folks. Producer Cohen, if you could flash the leaderboard tracked on the Pikkit Sports app, Mid-Major Matt just donated about 6 units yesterday on stream. Went from up 10.5 units to third place. Javon still holding strong in first, and he will be on today. So will Mid-Major. So will Gino, Ollie, Ben, DeGen, Colby, Aram. We got a loaded show. Because remember, folks, I haven't really specified the competition here in a while. If we remember, the winner of this competition is getting 2 tickets to the World Series. Now, if I win, and flash that leaderboard again, people are forgetting about me. I'm still up 4 units on the stream, right, ladies and gentlemen? I'm not some shit show. We're still competing. We're still there, inch by inch. I'm not the 3-unit guy. I'm not the 2-unit guy. It's 1 unit day over day. And y'all know the story about the rabbit beat the, what is it? The hare? No, the turtle beat the hare. There it is. I'm the turtle. I'm just inching my way. But the main point of it is, if I win, I'm giving a subscriber of this Twitch stream those World Series tickets. Now, if I finish second, a subscriber of this Twitch stream is getting the $500 cash prize. But on top of it, if someone else finishes second, they get the $500 cash prize. And Aram did say that if he won, he would do the same deal as me. Unfortunately, he's... Producer Cohen, can you flash the leaderboard again? He's not exactly in first. But he is coming on today. He's got 3 2-unit plays. So let's listen to him. And as a reminder, Krabs retired. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, we are brought to you by the Pikkit Sports app. I think Producer Cohen already sent the link in chat. Remember to download, ladies and gentlemen. No Jake again. He's being corped. Yep. These Astros are minus 150 to win the series, if that means anything to you. Of course they were. They're the better team. Arm just wrote his top 100. He's locked in. Now we need it. Today's cappers, we got it all. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do a recap of how we did yesterday. Pretty good. Plus 3. I wish plus 3. Plus 0.35 units. So I did the math. If you, Producer Cohen, did you know this? If we won 0.35 units every day, over 365 days, you know how many units we'd be up? 127 units. Think about it. 365 days times 0.35. What's 35% of 365? It's 127. So technically, we're on pace to win 127 units if we can do that every day. The problem with today is we're either going to lose a unit or we're going to go up 1.05. And I have the grossest pick maybe to date. Maybe not to date. I've given out Pirates plus 200 and like those kind of plays. But this one, nobody wants to take. But let's show how we won some of those bets yesterday. Let's do it. Why not us? Let's start with I want to start with that Blue Jays under. I love that under. Yusei Kikuchi taking on Zach Wheeler. Kikuchi looked fantastic once again. And Zach Wheeler on full rest, just dotting the strike zone. Thanks a lot, Vladdy. I need you for my season-long entry. And you're not doing anything. But Kikuchi, man. I mean, this was just your classic no-sweat under. We took under 8 runs, closed at 7.5 by the time we were on stream. We said potentially lower the unit size. Why would you? Not even close. This was 0-0 going into the 6th. Well, then the Phillies were able to tack on 1. Right? A little Johan Rojas double. But then how about the sit-me-down piece by Kikuchi? Little George Springer, RBI. Zach Wheeler's dealing per usual. And then broke loose. Phillies bullpen. Didn't matter. Jordan Romano, who I talked about yesterday, bring him in Toronto, and he's the greatest relief pitcher of all time. That's a 2-1 easy, no sweat winner. Let's talk about the loser. Let's go Reds. Graham Ashcraft pitched fine, right? 2 early runs, not ideal. Jose Ramirez, I mean, like, the thing is, I remember I was watching the game on my walk home, and I saw that happen, and I was like, 2 runs, that'll be fine, right? We're going to score off Logan Allen. So it's like, yes, I could be pissed about that play, right? Did they probably score 2 runs without it? Probably not. But at the same time, like, the Reds didn't score a run, so, like, who the fuck cares, right? We fucking lost. It's just a loser. God, Ellie is just so big and fast and strong. Yeah, I mean, this is already over. They just didn't score shit. And that was our one loser of the day. But let's talk about those Giants. Remember when I talked about this was a good spot for the Giants? How about it? They didn't really score off Zach Littell, though. Nice little blue pit by Conforto. Yeah, that was basically it. That was a sick play, though. Is that Basabe? I think it's Oselvis Basabe. I mean, Jacob Junis. Just doing it for the kids. The only issue is that the freaking Giants did not look at that play. Oh, he didn't play. He didn't catch it. I wasn't even watching this game. That was my first half. Push. And then, of course, all the runs came in the 6th inning. Nice. Wilmer Flores. See ya. Wilmer Flores has been phenomenal this year for the Giants. Phenomenal. Nice job, Rays. But yeah, Rays lost. Giants beat the hell out of them. Won by about 0.35 units on the day. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. How are we feeling today, folks? WSQDL Virgin Play. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what that means. A's money line is a pretty odd pick. True. Could be on that. We feeling okay? Still waiting for people to trickle in. Seems like a slow day. Good. No one's going to be able to bask in the glory of Marlins money line. Let's fucking talk about it. 6:40 p.m. Eastern. The Houston Astros. Series tied 1-1. The pitching matchup is Justin Verlander versus Jesus Luzardo. So sometimes I can form a baseball argument, and the bet goes exactly how I planned, right? Giants yesterday, right? Couldn't have painted a better picture. Rays coming off that 10-2 win. Rays bats are going to be slow. Giants as home underdogs are such a good spot. Cashed. Easy. Baseball argument with a spot, right? Reds yesterday. Graham Ashcraft, he's not going to give up more than 2, and he didn't. Logan Allen, not so much. Fluky. Things happen in baseball. But occasionally, I put on my tinfoil hat and I make a play when lines seem completely off. Now, you don't have to take it. Remember, people are already freaking out of my TikTok comments like, I got to take them. You don't have to do anything, people. But let me just talk it through and see what you want to do. I want everybody to open their BetMGM account. And I want you to go to this game and I want you to look at the pitchers props. Now, we can find other pitchers props on other books, but everybody open up BetMGM. Producer Cohen, if you even want to share your screen for the people, and you can just show them the pitchers props, player props. And then you're going to go to, right there. Okay? On pace to get 127 units this year at 0.35 units. Richard Parlay, I couldn't agree with you more. So, let's look at these, right? So, I'm going to follow along with you guys on BetMGM. Okay? Because Producer Cohen, the GOAT, I can't really see the screen that much. What I can do is read it off to you. So, we go to player props, and we go to strikeouts. Jesus Luzardo over 5.5 at -145. Justin Verlander -130 to go under 5.5. Now, it's not super key, but it is saying Jesus Luzardo, they think, will strike out more Astros than Justin Verlander will Marlins. It's a decent sign. Switch over to earned runs. Jesus Luzardo, is minus 145 to go under 2.5 earned runs, while Justin Verlander is minus 160 to go over 2.5 earned runs. And it's not really a pitching outs thing, right? Because we scroll over there and we look at Jesus Luzardo is minus 160 to go over 17.5, and Justin Verlander is minus 175 to go under 18.5 pitching outs. So just by those odds, earned runs, strikeouts, and outs, the books are projecting the Marlins get a lead early. But let's go even deeper. To record a win, Jesus Luzardo is plus 165 to record a win, and Justin Verlander is plus 175. What about hits allowed? Jesus Luzardo, 4.5. Over is minus 180. And you're like, well, it's kind of big. Well, Justin Verlander's at 5.5 hits allowed. Over is minus 160. Now, I want to go to Prize Picks. Producer Conan, if you could go to Prize Picks and share your screen with the people as well. And what I want us all to do is I want us to go look at Justin Verlander's fantasy score. All right, I'll follow along with you. We'll go to Justin Verlander. Yeah, just type in Verlander. I want you to click at the top left of Verlander's fantasy score. It's pretty green. It's pretty green. It's interesting. So the question is, right, because we don't just take bets solely on that, but it's definitely going to open my eyes. For one, Justin Verlander does struggle on the road, right? And this isn't new for Verlander. He hasn't had a better ERA on the road in a full season since 2018. And then years before that, he was worse on the road. This season, he has a 2.49 ERA, a 3.48 FIP, a 4.08 xFIP, pitching at Citi Field and in Houston, versus a 4.11 ERA, 4.31 FIP, 5.18 expected FIP, xFIP, pitching in other ballparks. He also has a 1.85 ERA during the day. This is not a day game. 3.58 ERA during night games. Much of that is relatively small information. But again, it's worth noting that these spots have been his weakness this year. Night road games. So if you're going to fade Verlander, let it be a night road game this season. Now, the Marlins, they're a pretty right-handed lineup. Now, Verlander doesn't have like crazy reverse splits, but I think it should be noted that right-handed bats have a 668 OPS compared to lefties at a 603. Now, who are the lefties, right? Luis Arias, Jazz Chisholm, Jesus Sanchez, Josh Bell, some of the better hitters in the Marlins lineup. But you expect a guy like Verlander to just shut down all the righties because the Marlins are going to give him a lot of righties today. No. He's rocking a 4.55 FIP and a 5.61 xFIP against righties. This clear worst split. This is a spot where I think the Marlins can get to Verlander. It does make moderate sense because Verlander is also not the same pitcher we know and love. His 4.53 Sierra is way below average. He's rocking the highest hard hit rate of his career, coupled with the lowest walk rate lowest strikeout rate and highest walk rate. Velocity down across the board. And the Marlins just aren't a great matchup for him. Now, on the flip side, we have Jesus Luzardo, who's rocking a 3.58 Sierra, right? So their Sierra is separated by a full run. He's also been nails pitching in Miami. The South Florida native, right? He's from Miami, or he's from, I think, the Fort Lauderdale area. Arm's going to come on and pitch Astros money line, which is interesting. And we'll talk about Jesus Luzardo. Now, 3.31 ERA, 3.11 FIP, and 3.56 xFIP pitching in Miami this season. Velocity, career high, coming off back-to-back bad starts against the Yankees and the Rangers. That's why this is even more telling, right? It's not like Jesus Luzardo's been shoving and just deserves these lines, right? He's given up 11 earned runs in his last two starts. Before that and the Yankees start, he was one of the best pitchers in baseball. Here's a take for you. I think Jesus Luzardo at the moment is better than Verlander. I give the Marlins a starting pitching advantage today. But the Astros are a fantastic offense against lefties. We know that, right? And I thought potentially they'd have Jose Altuve out of the lineup, right? Because he exited yesterday's game with a left knee contusion. They're playing him today, which tells me he's not probably going to be 100%, right? Would you rather Jose Altuve be in the lineup and injured or not in the lineup at all? I don't know. But Yainer Diaz, I don't think is in the lineup. Let's do another check. I don't think Yainer Diaz is in the lineup, right? Because we have, of course, Yordan Alvarez DHing, and Yainer Diaz is a lefty killer. And Martin Maldonado is Verlander's catcher. So Martin Maldonado is your catcher today. He's not a bat I'm afraid of. Now, the Astros, like I said, been fantastic against lefties in August, right in the last 15 days, putting up a 155 WRC plus. However, who'd they get it off of? Remember, they crushed Reed Detmers. They crushed Tyler Anderson. The WRC plus was at 170 before they got shut down by Braxton Garrett, who's not to the level of Jesus Luzardo. And that was with Altuve, who was healthy, went 3 for 4 in that game. So clearly the Astros have the bullpen advantage, right? I thought so. Before looking at Sierra, my favorite ERA estimator for bullpens, the Marlins bullpen ranks 6th in baseball compared to the Astros at 7th. Now, this series has been extremely interesting. The Marlins controlled game 1, then the Astros came back to win game 2. The Marlins have been the better team this series, and I think they close it out with the entire world betting on the Astros to win the game and the series. This feels like because it's the last game of a series, right? So it feels like one of those Sunday games that always ends up being really fluky and everybody loses their coin on Sundays, including myself, gets their purse snatched. And I thought about taking the first 5, right? But then I figured out, well, the Marlins have a pretty damn good bullpen. But the Marlins are the favorites through the first 5, right? We go to BetMGM right now. We go to first 5 innings, both minus 115 across the board. I need plus money to play the Marlins, right? So right now, the Marlins, and it's funny, the Marlins did move right now to minus 105. Minus 105. So it did move in our direction, even though you and I both know that everybody and their mother is going to be on the Astros today. We'll see what happens, folks. We will see what happens. Yeah, producer code goes, here's my compilation of Verlander just getting smacked. He made it for some slight. Let's just enjoy these bombs away real quick. This is what's going to happen tonight. We got any more? Was that the last one? Should we replay it? It was a full minute. No, I'm just kidding. We don't. Well, just this one. Bang. Luis Robert just taking a freaking poop all over him. Marlins 116, Astros minus 108, first 5 on FanDuel. Let's talk about our Prize Picks entry. So right now, what are we dealing with? We got Nolan Jones. Has he done anything? I was so pissed about today, people. I saw Kyle Lewis had really, really weird odds. Of course, Nolan Jones just flying out. So it's not going to count on stream, obviously, because it was in a day game. So this won't count for stream. But I am on Verlander less than 31.5 fantasy score. Might have to back the Astros because Cohen is hating on the GOAT. Not bad. Can we highlight some of these comments in the chat for just so people can read them too? Heard Matt wants to take Some Slight out to dinner. Some Slight, what do we think? I know you're our Astros guy. What do you think? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm thinking that the Marlins might just win this one. But we will see, won't we? Kind of like the over. Yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, I just have to play the Astros, but no, Yainer hurts. Yeah, it does. Especially against a lefty. FanDuel's Marlins minus 101. BetMGM. Yeah, it's a weird game, and I want to get involved. I think Luzardo is the better pitcher right now. Obviously, right? The Marlins don't hit righties all that well. Wonder who the syndicate's like. Well, Gino's going to have a play for you all. This big of a slate, and we're betting against Verlander. Yes, we are. Peter, I'm going to the Rangers game, and I need some help on what to bet. Well, let's pull up the home run odds. Let's pull up the home run odds for the people. Let's pick a home run, Danger. Oh, yeah, we got to refresh. Ooh, who just went up? Huh. Who do I like in my game? Is there any Marlin up there? No, huh? No Marlins. Nobody's weird up here, though. I mean, Tommy Pham against... but that game's already happening. You know what? I'm going with another red. Bring it back to me. Give me Joey. I'm 1-0 on Joey Votto calling him home run picks against Syndergaard. Yeah, give me Joey Votto. Give me Votto. Did you do a fantasy football draft yet? No. Would you guys please let me know in chat? Because, again, if you guys just are silent, don't want me to do it, let me know in chat if you want me to live stream my fantasy football drafts. Just let me know. Because I'll do it if you guys all want me to, but if nobody responds, then I'm not going to. Live stream it? That's what I'm saying. But you guys got to let me know. You guys got to let me know. Yeah, live it. Live. It's only 3 people. I need at least 10. I need 10 to 15 people. Because if only 3 people, yeah, do it live. It's only 5. YouTube. Shout out YouTube. Come over to Twitch. 2 YouTubers. Not a baby. Okay. All right. We'll do some fantasy football lives. I got some futures bets for you guys coming soon. There's a very short slate tomorrow, so I'm not totally sure if I'm going to have a play or I might just get in the football lab completely. I won my home league Warriors, we'll be telling you. Just joined. Who was his home run? I'm about to give it to you right now. Joey Votto of the Cincinnati Reds is going to hit a home run today against Noah Syndergaard. Cash it. Okay? Maybe don't live it. See, Dark of the Goat for real? Dark of the Goat for real is a hater. Taking tomorrow off shit slate. I might just be in the football lab tomorrow. I'm not totally sure. I might get real interesting. I got a couple that I want you guys. Votto, dead. Yeah. Where's Big Will Balls? Oh, Arm's coming on. He always uncovers himself when Arm comes on the screen. Who we got up first, Producer Cohen? Because I know we're 2 minutes early. Mid-major is first. He'll be on in a couple of minutes. Real men do snake, only freaks do auction. I like both. I like baseball auction drafts. It's funny, we did one last year. I had a lot of fun. Yeah. I kind of want to get into my football preseason bets. Or not preseason, futures. But I don't want to spoil it yet. Don't forget to comment Matt Shirt. Oh, obviously. What was the home run pick? Job recruiter called me. We're rocking with Joey Votto today. To hit a bomb today. We got mid-major and Q. Let's just get straight to mid-major. Why not us? Mid-major. And you didn't even come on with a good shirt.
I mean, I don't ever, so nothing's changed. But I am down units, which hasn't happened in quite some time, and it disappoints me.
A long time. Hasn't happened.
I'm down.
Also, the Braves getting, 5 runs off Severino in, 2 innings, and then not scoring another run.
That's just one of those plays where it was the completely right read, just click the wrong button. It was always the spread. It was never the total team over. Yeah. But if you told me you had 5 or 6 innings to score 1 run in the Braves offense, I would have played the same bet every single day.
I do the same thing. It's like there's some bets where it's like, for example, yesterday, right? I was
Logan
on the
Allen.
Reds, you were on the over.
Yeah.
That was just like
we were just wrong.
Yeah, we were
just wrong.
The Braves one, you were not wrong. It just
wrong button.
Got hooked.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Burger King crownless little later. Did we comment that? Did Producer Cohen commented that. He's bringing it back on. And you got to remember, you had a horrible day, but at the same time, you're still in third because of your here. And I'm excited to hear what you got today.
I was Producer Cohen. I mean, his unofficial record on stream, there's a reason you don't show it. I just want to say that.
Actually, he did pick the A's.
I kind of won one bet.
Yeah.
So I'm 1-3. I call it. The book would call it 0-4. I call it 1-3.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, Krabs retired with his negative record, so I don't know what you're still doing here.
There's still baseball left.
Anyway, let's keep rolling. We got a shit ton of plays today.
Hold on. Do you know why he says he's 1-3? Because he picked the A's and they only lost by 1, which is that's a win.
But then he
they were winning the whole game.
Then he chooses the Astros on the road in the short price. They fucking got their dicks kicked in. He chooses the Mets. There's a reason he's behind the camera. Anyways, let's move forward. Producer Cohen, what's the first play? The
He's
Phillies.
pissed. He's sitting there like, I'm about to. I hope all these bets lose.
The Phillies, yeah. So, Peter Gausman's been fantastic at home, hasn't he? And Nolan's been awful on the road. So I got a baseball reason and kind of a line reading here. Line reading is all the money's going on Gausman. That line's still coming down. It opened up minus 150 on BetMGM. It's now sitting around minus 135, which it has to catch your eye for sure. I don't know.
Let me just see what it is now, because you're probably right. I just want to see what the current odds are.
It's just kind of trickling down ever since the open with all the money.
Minus 140.
So it's still trickling down.
It was minus 155. So
majority of bets and handles at most sites are telling you it's all on Gausman at home, and it should be, rightfully so. Nola has like a 5.5 ERA on the road. He's been awful. But I'll ask you this question, because what are the two primary pitches that Aaron Nola throws?
Well, the funny thing is he doesn't he throws like 5 different ones, but I would say it's that like riding in two-seam type pitch. It's like almost like a
sinker? Yeah.
Two-seamer, yeah. And then he cuts off the curve a ton. Yeah, so sinker curve, essentially the Blue Jays this month and since are one of the bottom 5 teams in hitting the sinker, one of the top bottom 10 teams in hitting the curveball. Since the All-Star break, the bottom 10 team in sinkers, and they have not hit a fastball all season long. It is the worst matchup they can look for. Aaron Nola has been awful on the road, but he has not been hit hard. The Jays have not hit right-handed pitches hard. And he has the exact arsenal that gives the Jays problems. For some reason, with Vladimir Guerrero in the lineup, they just cannot hit fastballs. So I don't think Nola has a lot of troubles today with a right-handed lineup that he's dealt against right-handed hitters lately. I think that's a good baseball reason to take the play. I think also Gausman, I don't think he pitches awful, but there's a reason this line opened up at 8.5 after yesterday soared under with Wheeler and Kikuchi. And I think that the Phillies, it soared under. Good job. But I think there's a reason to open 8.5 again today. And it's at 7.5 now, but I'm not worried about it because everyone's taking the fucking under. Yeah. And I think that the Phillies touch up Gausman just a little bit. It's and so I think we're. Too.
What's up?
I almost took the under again just because I'm like, show me you can hit Blue Jays. Like, just show me you can hit.
Because, show me you can fucking hit.
You know why I think this is going to hit? I think it's going to be 1-1 after 5. And you're gonna
honestly, I want to take the under, but I'm afraid it could be 0-0.
I know.
I mean, I want to take the money line, but I could win my bet being 0-0, and I can absolutely see that.
Yeah, I could too. I really could. I like this bet. When you sent it in, I was like, because I was leaning towards the first 5 under, and I'm like, okay, like I'm not going to go back to a bet that I just hit and just roll it over again,
right?
Because of that high total the opener. And then I started there, and I was like, I like this play. I think it's a good one.
Yeah, man, it's the arsenal that the Jays just refuse to hit for some reason, and it's just a lineup the Jays just do not look good. Show me you can hit. It's like the Giants. Show me you can fucking hit.
Yeah, and you know what's funny too? What was I gonna say?
Fastball, curveball, show me you can hit.
No. So it's about Kevin Gausman. I think he ranks in the bottom 5. He might be last in run support. Like the Blue Jays just don't even hit when he pitches.
Yeah. And also the Jays are actually one of the worst teams since the All-Star break in hitting versus right-handed pitchers in scoring position. So if they even do get on base, I don't trust them to bring them in. I like this play.
Fair enough. Play number 2. Oh no, that's it.
No. Hold on. Producer Cohen, can you wake the fuck up? Come on, let's get rolling. We got stuff to do.
What do we got? What do you have? That's the only thing that you submitted in a Discord.
No. I'll take a screenshot right now. Fuck, what was it? It was the alt under 8.5 for the Rangers and the Angels.
Rangers and Angels.
Yeah.
Full game under 8.5. So this game right now is at 9. And so what was the line you got it at?
I took the alt at plus 110. So it should still be around there since the line's still at minus 110 to 9. Honestly, again, I'm gonna win this competition, Peter, and I'm gonna put the pressure on everyone else. And you see everyone's starting to up their fucking units, and I'm proud of that. I'm putting the pressure on. I'm not looking for a push on the 9. Everyone's betting the Rangers today. Everyone's betting the over. Why not? Because they've rolled. Detmer's been awful. His best pitch, the slider, he looks terrible. He can't locate it. The Rangers love hitting the slider. Everything matches up perfectly for this to go over, and yet The juice is going under now. All that money's on the over, and it stayed stubborn at 9, and the juice is on the under. That catches my eye.
And 8.5 on BetMGM is at plus 110.
And I don't necessarily think that Detmer pitch is amazing, but we haven't used Ronaldo, Moore, Estevez, or Soriano at all this series. And then we have a day off tomorrow. They haven't pitched since Sunday. So they do need to get some work in. So even if he goes 5 innings, 3 earned runs, the Rangers winning 5-3 is still going under. And the Angels are the absolutely worst team this month in hitting fastballs and sliders. That's all John Gray throws.
Yeah.
Show me you can hit Angels. Show me you can do anything offensively. And Detmers, if he doesn't get blown up, this goes under, Peter. And I'm confident about that.
And how many
everyone's
units
spamming me over? It's 3 units at plus 110.
Wow. 3-unit play, 2 3-unit bombs. Oh,
yeah.
Plus 115. Oh, that's at least what you submitted. Yeah, okay. Well,
sure. Well, if I got 115, then fuck it. I mean, juice is going. It's somehow gotten better for me, and no one's betting the under, Peter, except mid-major.
Hey, I love it.
I got one more though.
You got one more? Talk to us.
I do. It's the fucking Dirty Birds plus 160 against Blake Snell.
Wow, Orioles, huh? I like the play.
Do you? Why do you like the play?
Because show me you can win 2 in a row, Padres. It's mostly like, I mean, the Orioles can hit a lefty. Right, I know Blake Snell's been fantastic, but at the same time, like Dean Kramer continues to not be a data darling and continues to shove. And
if you want to baseball savant,
160.
He's a blue bubble guy, and that's what people want to look at. And I've gotten fooled with that. I faded Dean Kramer, but he's relied on the sinker lately against right-handed pitchers. There's not a single right-handed pitcher on the Padres that has shown they can hit a sinker this year. And game 1, everyone thought the line was sharp to the Padres. They lost. Game 2, no one touched the Padres. They blew them out. So that's just how betting works. Yeah. And now everyone's going again with the Padres with Blake Snell at home, the Cy Young, one of the top 5 Cy Young odds winners or odds pitchers at the moment. Why not? Why shouldn't they win? I'm going Orioles, man. The Padres bullpen is just not good. I don't care what anyone tells you. Outside of Josh Hader, that bullpen is just not good. And what I also found, obviously, we all know Blake Snell's erratic nature with how much he tends to throw balls and miss the strike zone. With runners in scoring position, the Baltimore Orioles are the #1 offense in walk percentage, in average, and in xFIP. And if we know anything, there will be ducks on the pond for the Orioles because Blake Snell can just not keep people off the base path. So I don't think he lasts an entire game. I think he probably gets 17 strikeouts with 17 walks. And he's out by the 3rd inning. But I don't think he lasts long. And I'll take that Orioles bullpen, the majority of the Orioles bullpen, over just Josh Hader, essentially, post Blake Snell.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I am just curious, too, because I know you are an expert line reader and you love playing like these weird earn run props. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of your analysis.
I look at it, yeah.
And you didn't look at the Justin Verlander being minus 160 to go over 2.5 earned runs. I'm on the fish today.
Of course I saw that. I do like the fish, but that line reading, I'm trying to integrate more just absolute baseball reasoning with all this stuff. The Astros is just demolished lefties. And Luzardo's pitch arsenal is just what the Astros have shown to love, to just rake off of. But all that being said, the line reading, why is it 7.5, Peter? And I know that's why you're fucking smirking, because that's what you want to hear. Why is it 7.5, and why is the line shorter for the Marlins now?
I don't know.
There's no baseball reasoning to it, but there's something more than baseball reasoning. And just
there is something. Luzardo has been better than Verlander this year.
Yes, but if you look at the Marlins stats versus right-handed pitchers, of late, they've been awful.
It's a different kind of lineup, though, right now, right?
Agreed.
Josh Bell, Jake Berger.
Sure.
Chad Chisholm hasn't been in the lineup for a while. Jesus Sanchez has been injured too. This is a different Marlins lineup. That's why it's like I can look at past stats, or I can look at the fact that the Marlins won game 1 with Braxton Garrett, right? Who's better, Luzardo or Garrett? Luzardo.
You're right.
Got shut down by them. Then on the flip side, the Marlins were in control of last night's game, but then the bullpen blew it.
And that's the thing too is
who's been the better team this series? The Marlins have been the better team this series.
Right.
So that's why it's like
results
it's not
show
just
that.
none. There's not no baseball reasoning at all. If people are just looking at Astros hit lefties well.
Sure.
Well, Jose Altuve,
fair enough.
knee thing yesterday. He's in the lineup, but he's not going to be 100%. Yanner Diaz, pretty good lefty killer, not in the lineup, right? So, yeah, like it's not just a shot in the dark. I'm saying.
So
that's why it was playable for me.
absolutely great reasoning for your play. Obviously, a lot of if you looked in the like you said, if you look at kind of base stats of Astros hit lefties well, it'll scare a lot of people off. But
Exactly.
you have the nuts to do it. There's a reason you're fourth in the competition behind me. You're a very smart man. But I don't have the balls to pull it, but I'm rooting for you, pal.
Would be cool.
I mean, I just don't trust the bullpen. I hate AJ Puck, man. I do not think that. I think that guy blows.
He's not going to pitch today because he's pitched like the last 2 times, which I actually liked. I was like, good. He's not going to pitch today.
I mean, you better hope Don Mattingly doesn't do stuff because he's old and thinks smart.
It's Skip Schumacher. He's the manager of the Marlins.
That tells you how much I pay attention to the fucking Marlins, man.
There you go. All right, my friend.
3 plays, 3 winners.
Atta baby. We'll talk to you soon, all right? Good stuff.
See you, brother.
Peace. All right, who we got up next? Oh, man. Oh, this just looks like far from the lab. Even though didn't come on stream yesterday and went 4-0 off stream. Look at the beard, by the way.
Yeah, pure
That's
laziness.
Awesome. No, that looks good. You kind of look like Sean Doolittle right now.
I've got better hair than him, but that's not a bad comp.
Not a bad comp at all.
Skip Schumacher, some of the best arms in baseball. That dude is yoked.
Second to only Gabe Kapler.
Yeah. I mean, some of those managers, man, they could be models.
Yeah.
They sure could.
Yeah.
Pretty jealous.
Yeah.
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 Shout out mid-major up there. Last year, I don't think he played one bet with any baseball reasoning, and now he's coming up here talking XFIP. What a beast.
You got to love that. Everyone's maturing. And maybe did last year, was I ever making plays like the Marlins money line?
That's what I mean. It's a little bit of both. We in this community, people feed off each other. They learn from each other.
Yeah.
Collaborate. Try to find the best play. It's the beauty of it.
And that's why I love everybody on stream too, because no one on this stream claims to be the greatest of all time. No one's like, just a dickhead. It's like we're all just trying to learn. Like nobody is up here being like, I'm the best professional capper in the world.
Yeah.
Like, we're all like relatively young guys just trying to help people win bets and trying our best. And we're learning. We're just trying to get better.
Yep.
Santa looks like Santa Claus in the rookie year of presents delivery. It's kind of a good shirt, but it looks good.
I'm just too lazy to clean the sink after I trim. That's why you haven't seen any changes in a while.
Well, don't change your winning ways because I know you went 4-0. Of course, you weren't on stream. People are asking why. People are asking why. Let's get into the plays today. Cincinnati.
Confidence wasn't there, but it happened. One of them was a prop anyway, so it only would have been 3-0, and the Mariners' run line was, that was a wild game.
Electric.
But today, Cincinnati on the first 5. In the beginning of April, if I told you, 1, Noah Syndergaard was pitching for the Guardians, and 2, he'd be like plus 160 to the Cincinnati Reds, what would your reaction be? You'd be like, what the hell happened? How so many questions, right?
Yep.
I think it's a combination of a couple of things. This line kind of jumped out to me, minus 170 or whatever the Reds are. One, it's just, this was the first time, I think, in a while, despite the Reds being asked the past probably 3-4 weeks, like the books really, really respect this Reds team. They're still scared to get burned by them. So that's one reason why I think that the Reds are going to roll today. And another reason is I think the line's fat for plenty of reasons. Andrew Abbott has not been good in the month of August. Only a couple of starts, but he has not been good. And I think it's a really good spot for him to turn things around and get back to that pitcher that he was in June and July. The Guardians, the secret's been out for a couple of years now. You pitch around Jose Ramirez, and they have absolutely nobody to hit a left-handed pitcher, especially a guy that's got strikeout stuff. I know they don't strike out a lot, but I don't think they're going to be able to afford to be patient and get dinky hits and take walks against Andrew Abbott today in a bounce back spot. And I think after dismal performance from the offense yesterday from the Red side, I think talk about a guy that's going to pitch to contact these days. I think the Reds are going to barrel up Thor a lot, steal some bases, put runners in scoring position, put the pressure on, and they roll through the first 5. I don't want to deal with this Reds bullpen right now. I'm a big Alexis Diaz guy. Just has not really looked comfortable lately. Maybe it's a bit of overuse. I don't know.
He's been worked so hard.
So, and he was so good for so long, but you can only do so much, especially as
Human
a young
beings.
reliever. He's a beast. He's going to be a beast for a while, just like his brother. But I don't want anything to do with that Reds bullpen. So just give me the first 5.
Fair enough. Before you get into your next pick, Producer Cohen, can you flash the leaderboard and let the people know that Ollie is well within the green?
Yeah, we're in the green, baby.
We're in the green. 3.44 units for the guy, Ollie.
Yeah.
Just, I continue. I've said it all year. Underrated and just consistent half unit plays too. And he's up here.
Mostly half unit, just because I think I explained this the other day. I want to be within arm's reach in the middle of September when I can try to make a push, start coming up with some half unit prize picks to win 4 unit, that type of stuff, We'll see how that goes, but right now I just want to kind of hang around, be in striking distance.
Don't you feel like people in the Discord are acting like the season ends like in a week?
Yeah, there's a month and a half left of this.
Yeah.
There are also people that were acting like they won after 2 weeks, and where are they now? Unheard of. Gone, banished.
Major Matt took his victory lap yesterday.
I'm not.
He won the show yesterday.
I'm not really going to chirp him because he's a roller coaster. He was up early at the beginning. He went down, not quite Krabs level, but he was down there with Colby and Aram, who they know baseball and they've been fighting hard. But they're the tortoise and Matt's the hare right now. He's going crazy. So
you and I are the tortoises. You and I are the tortoises.
Yeah, that's
day
the
by
idea.
day.
And even Javon, I don't know if Javon would be considered a tortoise, maybe the lead tortoise. But he's just makes a unit every time he comes on. So that's why he's still up there.
He comes on once every couple of weeks and he's like, I got 3 plays, goes 2-1, and then just leaves for another 2 weeks.
Smart business model.
We'll see. He better come on today with some heat. All right, play number 2.
Yeah. I played this yesterday at -105, dude. I'm not sure what took me so long to find this type of play in this type of situation. But if the Braves are at home, I think I'm just going to start taking them to score first every time, because that is they're going to be so heavily favored no matter who they are playing against. They're playing against the New York Yankees. I know it's Severino, but Bryce Elder on the mound, 1-2-3 inning, boom, home run in the bottom of the first to cash a -105. I don't think there was a better bet in that game, not to toot my own horn, but Braves -1.5 maybe. You could argue because the Yankees looked lost, but today I know they've seen Charlie Morton a bunch, but I think he's going to be fine. He's going to pitch around Aaron Judge. He's going to get everybody else out in the first inning, and then more likely than not, the Braves lineup is going to do what it does and score in the first inning. That's my philosophy here. It's just, if the Braves are at home, you're probably going to see this play on my card a lot here in the next few weeks.
You want to know a crazy stat about the Braves offense? So the 1927 Yankees, nicknamed Murderers Row, had a 124 WRC plus that season. Best of all time. You know what the Braves are at right now?
I don't know. They're 9 hitters hitting 280 with a 900 OPS and 25 bombs. So probably 140.
No, 125.
All right.
But they're better than Murderers Row Yankees 1927, the best offense ever.
What they're doing offensively is just stupid. It's insane. Ozzy Albies quietly has 28 bombs. Where did those come from? I don't know.
Well, he's done that before. He's been a guy who
I know. Ozzy Albies top. He's been unanimous top 5 second baseman, I think, in the league, and one of the better contracts in all of baseball. But what I mean is just he's just plugged into that lineup. Boom, ho hum, 30 bombs from second base like that. It's absurd.
And there's a comment in here from Larry Beeman. The Yankees are playing against plumbers and gold miners. That's what makes this Braves stat so insane.
Yeah.
Right? Is that Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, that lineup, who was playing against plumbers and gold miners and milkmaids.
Before integration, by the way.
Before integration. The Braves have been better.
Yeah,
That just blows my mind. I saw that
it's
stat
silly.
and I was just like, that is
What the Braves are doing. Yeah, it's silly. It's the model that probably most teams are probably trying to replicate is find young guys, lock them down, and make a couple of trades. Now, you're not gonna be able to fleece the A's every year, so let's see how it goes. See if they can get some starting pitching now. But yeah, no doubt. You're going to see this on my card a lot. If the A's are at home, if the Mets are on the road, take the other team from the Mets to score first, take the Braves to score first. If they're at home, if the Mets are on the road, they're not going to get scored in the first inning. The other team probably will. That's how that team's been going. So two scenarios I'm going to be looking at here in the next few weeks, and you're going to see how that goes.
Shout out to Jen Weekly for not knowing anything about ball. Only a Yankee fan brings up stat from 100 years ago. So, first of all, I could have been a Yankee fan. I could have been a Red Sox fan.
He's kind of got a point.
The Red Sox fan appreciated the 1927 Yankees. All I'm going to show is they were the greatest offense of all time by the numbers. Are you a numbers guy, Jen? You like numbers?
He likes Aaron Savali.
Yeah. I hope Aaron Savali. No, I'm not going to wish injury on him. I'm not going to.
Yeah, you can't do that. It's bad karma. You'll lose 17 bets in a row.
I'm not going to.
Yeah.
How many pitching outs is that? Is that 5? Oh, he's only at 74 pitches. I really hope that the Rays don't remove him.
Yeah, they got an off day tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe they're trying to save him.
Aaron Savali is in. He's got to get to 17.5 pitching outs. I hope he gets there, Jen. I hope he gets there. Next play.
Those are my 2 plays today.
2 plays, 2 winners.
Yeah.
Ollie?
I got some props in the Red Sox game, but nothing for Prize Picks.
Fantastic. Appreciate your time, my friend. We'll talk to you
All
soon.
right. See ya.
See ya. Colby Olson. Now, is Colby Olson low on the leaderboard? Yes. Was Colby Olson also the big winner from Stream yesterday when everybody in the green came on and was vying for first place and this guy swept the board? Also, yes. Mid-major Matt was in the Colby arm region and went up to 3rd. Colby, is it your time? Is it your time?
It might not be my time because I'm not going to be throwing 3-unit bomb skis out there yet. But we're slow and steady, man. I mean, I think my goal at this point is not to win. I think my goal at this point is I really just want to grind back to positive. If I can get close to positive, this will have been a blast of a season coming on the stream every day and having some fun.
I have a question. Would you rather finish up 5 units on the year, but Aram is up 6 units? No. Would you rather finish positive, or would you rather beat Aram?
I'd rather finish positive, and Aram also finish positive above me. Absolutely.
Okay. Team player. I like that. I'll ask Aram and see what he says.
That's fine. He might be mad after I change my Twitter bio. That's on him. He started it, is all I'll say. But Pete, let's get down to some brass tacks. Let's talk some ball.
Let's talk ball.
Before I get into this play, I just want to give a few pitchers their due because Yusei Kikuchi has been on a tear.
Yeah.
And you bet on him on that under yesterday. And I just been amazed because I have shit on Yusei Kikuchi in the past. But man, he has a 2.63 ERA since June 1st. That ranks 8th in baseball. That's just behind Garrett Cole. But another guy on this list I really want to give a shout out to, Pete.
Nolan Jones! Nolan Jones from the top ropes. Later ball. All right, go to your play. Sorry. Reds -1.5.
Jordan Montgomery ranks 4th in ERA since June 1st, Pete.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that.
2.4 ERA, and I just want to give that man his due because he's Mr. Consistent, but he's been pitching like one of the best pitchers in baseball. So that's all. But down to brass tacks. Let's get into my play. Reds -1.5. I think it's actually the sharpest play on the board. Nobody's on this. Like, I think I'm the only one on this. This is super sharp.
All right. Tell us why you're fading Syndergaard with the Reds at home.
Noah Syndergaard has gotten away with it as a Guardian so far. He has a 3.71 ERA across 17 innings pitched. He has 8 strikeouts over that span. He has a 6.62 FIP, a 6.02 Sierra, and a 44% hard hit rate. Also, Noah Syndergaard with the Dodgers and like last year as well was getting outs on the ground at least. Like at least, he was giving up hard contact. At least he was on the ground. So far with the Guardians, a 51% fly ball rate. So you're telling me he's been giving up hard contact in the air more than 70% of the time if you include line drive rate, and he's gotten away with it with a 3.71 ERA. I just refuse to believe that that's going to be that's just going to end tonight. The Reds offense has been scuffling now for the last 6 weeks plus. But I think that it's Syndergaard throwing fastballs down the middle. If there's a get right spot, this is the get right spot. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what he did earlier this year, but I feel like he gave up 8 earned runs in Cincy earlier this year.
Let's see what he did. Noah Syndergaard game logs against Cincinnati Reds. Oh, I mean, he almost made it in the 4th inning, and he only gave up 6 earned.
That's it. I mean, that'll do for me. I don't want to come on here and always say the good things about my pitch, and I did find one thing that does work against the Cincinnati Reds offense. Pete, I was shocked to see that the Reds offense on the road has a 100 points higher OPS on the road than at home. That's mind-blowing to me.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Really, really weird. Like they play in one of the best home ballparks in baseball to hit, and they have and OPS isn't park adjusted, so it's not like that's taking into account. It's super weird.
It's so funny. Javon is so right. That ball had a family game. That was electric call. That ball had a family. That was when Ellie hit with like 780 feet. Javon, that's a great call by you. Also, I see it. What? Oh, I can't hear because I got the freaking headphones on. Want to shout out to Jen. Want to shout out the chat. I know that I was listening to Jen's stream, which is awesome. You guys hit that over in Colorado on the Nolan Jones home run. What a time to be alive. Everyone on streams is hitting bets right now. And then we also got Aaron Savali over outs. Good job. Good job. The only reason I was rooting against because he chirped me. And I felt bad about it. And I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I don't want to root against our people. I'm sorry. DeGen, still don't know ball. Colby, next play.
No, I still got more. This is my only play. I still got to talk more about it a little bit. This is my only play.
Okay.
Right. Andrew Abbott's a really damn good pitcher, Pete.
Yeah, he is.
His K rate ranks 23rd out of 135 pitchers with more than 70 innings pitched at 27% K rate. He also ranks 12th in xERA among those 135. So he's been damn good. The only problem with Andrew Abbott, though, is he does give up the long ball, gives up a lot of fly balls. I think his ground ball rate is the lowest in baseball. We've talked about this before. But there's no better opponent than the Cleveland Guardians, Pete, who have the 9th most plate appearances against left-handed pitching. They have the least amount of home runs against left-handed pitching. Like, you have almost the most amount of plate appearances, the least amount of home runs against left-handed pitching. They cannot hit lefties. The only players I'm really scared of in this lineup tonight are Jose Ramirez and Ramon Laureano, who is hitting 3rd tonight, but he has a 120 WRC plus against lefties this year. So he does one good thing. Anyways, I think that the Reds can definitely get to Syndergaard. Andrew Abbott should be totally fine against this Guardians lineup. And the Reds bullpen terrifies the hell out of me, but I'm just going to let it ride. I think they'll have a big enough cushion that -1.5 clears and they win by 2 at least, or at least 3.
It's a good number, too. Plus 105.
Exactly. I didn't want to pay the -130 juice on a -half first 5. It's just like, you know that the Reds are going to score in the 6th inning, and it's like, oh, the first 5 didn't hit, but -1.5 did. You get a better price. So that's what I'm rolling with.
Absolutely.
One play. Maybe I can get above Cali Wager today. That's the only thing on my mind.
And Cali Wager's up next, and he's got something to say. Oh, he's not up next? Gino, then Cali Wager, but Gino's not up yet, so it might have to be Cali Wager. Colby, appreciate you, my friend. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
Thank you, brother. Adios.
So I got to tweet out before we welcome on anybody else. Let me just yell, Nolan Jones over bases, bang. Had a baby Jones. One leg left. One leg down. It all comes down to you, Verlander. Oh, let's just. So we got Cali Wager and Q, but he's not on camera. Let's put him on and see what's going on there. Cali Wager. Cali Wager. Huh? We'll see when he comes back. Why did the Guardians hate Nolan Jones? You know why? The Guardians have a type. Contact, don't strike out. What does Nolan Jones do? He strikes out and he hits for power. Over in the Rockies game was free. DeGen, stop apologizing. Sharman, you know what? You make me hate the Vikings. I might put 58 units on the Vikings under. But I just have to make sure that you're on the over. Peter, I just joined. What were your plays? We're on the fish. The Marlins money line at plus 105. And we just cashed the first leg of the Prize Picks entry, Nolan Jones over bases. And now it's all down to Verlander's under fantasy score. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. We don't know where Gino is. But no, he's at 5:30, right? Gino is 4 minutes. He's in the Discord, but he's coming on. Okay, he's about to come on. We'll see him here in a second. How's everybody doing? If the Reds sell again versus Syndergaard, they're banned. Honestly, big well balls, you might be right. I didn't want to bet the Reds today after that stinker yesterday, which means they probably win. I love seeing all the bangs in chat. People just smacking bets, tailing the fish. Braves run line, Pete. Yeah, I mean, why not? It's the Braves. They probably destroy them. Oh, shit, Gino. What's up, Beast? How are you?
Let's start with some drama. Let's start with a little bit of drama.
Drama?
Ben Carey, if you're listening
wow.
out there.
Wow,
The
let's talk.
disrespect.
The disrespect.
The putting me in fifth. I've been
Producer
on the
Cohen. Just to give people some context, Producer Cohen, can you pull up on the Not Gambling Advice Twitter? Capwise came out with odds of people to win the competition. And Gino versus Ben. I mean, what a fight. The disrespect.
And I had Ben on my show last year, and I said the Chiefs were getting disrespected and would win the Super Bowl. I said they would beat my Niners, which broke my heart. But, it didn't play out quite how I saw. So it's not like he doesn't know I know what I'm doing.
No, producer going to go to the leaderboard. Down to the.
And I need
click
you
on
to
the leaderboard and click on the replies to that tweet. Yeah, you'll see it down there.
And I know we don't have the exact figures here, but I think I've been on this leaderboard for a few weeks now.
Oh yeah, you've been green now for a minute. Ben's point was he doesn't have enough. So here are the odds. Producer Cohen, if you could come on screen and just read them for the people, if anybody can't see the screen.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So we got Javon at plus 200, Mid-Major plus 300, Peter plus 300, Ollie plus 320, Gino plus 400, Ben plus 500, Jake plus 600, DeGen plus 600, and then Crabs maybe plus 5,000. It says other, so Crabs or
other
or Aram or whatever.
Yeah. So Gino, firm takeaways from that.
The firm takeaways are I'm cool. Javon's been ahead for a while, so he's holding his own. Mid-Majors jumped ahead of me a few times, so no offense taken. And Pete knows baseball. I guess I took the most offense to just Ollie being thrown ahead of me. No good reason. Maybe my beef is just with Ollie.
No, I think your beef is with Ben because you and him have the same odds, and now you're going head to head.
And now I got beef with George Parr. So George, if you bet against
no, I think he's giving you a compliment. I think he's talking about like if he likes to play and he's like,
oh, I got
Gino,
it. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying because George has been an awesome guy.
No, I'm like joking. And Big Whale, Severino didn't deliver, but hold on and hear me out. It's hard to say, but except for the 3-run home run in the first, but he actually pitched pretty well. My biggest play on that, guys, was the under. So
which cashed. I mean, what are we
I
talking
made
about
money
here?
on that game. And for anyone out there that's newer and doesn't know me, do not overbet any one of my plays, because the Yankees lost me a half a unit. They lost me another half unit on the 1.5 and the money line, but then I won 1.5 units on the game. I made $500 on that game. So I hope that's helpful.
Yeah, no, it is. I know what you're talking about, but
I hope
George
that's helpful.
says your takes were bad.
That's okay.
It's okay.
I mean, but we won units yesterday.
No, they were bad, Gino. You
won
won
units.
money. No, I'm joking with you.
Yeah, no, I'm saying
yeah.
we won units.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think George. I got a new beef now. Am I allowed to have beef with George now?
Absolutely. You can have beef with
now
whoever
I
you
got
want.
beef with George.
You got beef with
George has been
everybody now.
fading me, and he is -7 something units fading me. So if you want to follow George and be down -7 units, you're invited to.
I love it, Gino. Let's get into play number one.
Let's get fed. How many do we got? I know I gave you some earlier times, and I messed some things up. So
We got 4 picks that qualified plus your prize picks entry. 3 plus the prize pick. So 3 game picks, 1 prize picks entry.
Oh, I wanted to start with the prize picks and be a degen, but we'll end with that. We'll
end with that.
We'll end degen. So Philly, Toronto, again, guys, love me or hate me. My biggest strength is closing line value. I think I first tweeted about this at 8.5. Then I gave it to Pete. Pete checked it. It was 8. Now it's down to 7.5.
Yep.
That's what you want. That's what you want. And the fact that y'all are getting BetMGM giving you under 8 at -120, like, take it. Take it now. I've seen it as low as 7.5 some places. And I think I've said this until I'm blue in the face. A half a run for -10% more points. Fantastic.
So question for you, because we did lock it in for you about, I think, 2 hours before the show. And now it's at 7.5 -110 across the board. I know you like, because you play play numbers.
So,
how would you play it? Because this is only a half unit for you anyway.
Yeah. And guys, this is super important. Not all half points are created equal. So for me to win under 8, the score needs to be 7, right? For me to win under 7.5, the score still needs to be 7. I don't like it as much. Obviously, it's only a half a unit play. Homies to homies, I would just skip it. In that instance. It's not, there's other plays, we'll make money elsewhere.
For sure. Play number 2.
Now, this is one of my favorite plays of the day. Although you guys remember my bad plays, you don't remember my perfect plays where I said, I love the White Sox. It's going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be tight the whole game, and the White Sox are probably going to win. But I'm too coward because I got a very cheap run and a half. So I got to remind you when I'm right if you only remember when I'm wrong. What I saw yesterday was exactly what I expected out of this. I actually still have I didn't talk about this. The White Sox might be my sleeper for like the most hated. I think you showed them a little bit of disrespect, right? Like you said,
I disrespect them. I disrespect them all the time.
Okay, so they're not a good team from their record, everyone. I get that. They're not making the playoffs. I get that. But I do actually think they're one of the better teams with the shittier record. So, take that or leave it. I see a lot of value in them, and I like how their offense is playing right now. And I gave this out at over 11. This is one of the instances where I think you can get a better line of odds.
10.5 at -120 now.
Yeah. So this is one I would firmly bet. I see a nice 7-5 game here. I would not be surprised if the White Sox won again, but I did not have the same value I had yesterday on the +1.5 or anything, so I'm staying away.
Producer Cohen had your back in chat. He said you two haters expected to go 10 for 10. Like, you made money yesterday.
We made money.
You went
That's
up.
all I want to think.
Yeah.
Guys, if you can just make a unit a day, you would be a king. I don't want to talk about the law of compression. I don't want to talk about compounding interest, but if you could just make a unit a week,
you know what's so funny?
Be kings.
You know what's so funny? I made 0.35 units yesterday, and I kind of made a funny tweet. It wasn't meant to be like serious. But I did make the joke, like, if we make 0.35 units every day, we're up 127 units on a 365-day year. And that, like, put it in my perspective of, like, hey, we won money and clicked buttons and watched baseball. Like, I think that's people like, we clicked buttons, watched sports, and made money, and people are upset. It's the craziest thing that's ever happened.
This hobby of mine, I used to black out in New York and spend $300 at the bar, and I used to wake up to $1,000 negatives in my gambling account.
Not ideal.
So anything you can do to turn this habit, we'll call it. I don't want to say addiction. That sounds strong. This hobby into plus. Guys, I'm telling you, you are in the top 5% if you just take money from a book every year.
Let's keep doing it. So those are the unit plays. We got another unit play.
So
You and
this
I,
one's
Gino.
scaring me, dude. This
Talk
one's
about
scaring me.
Let's talk about it.
I made a video, or I was live on I give out 5 plays a day.
Yeah.
I said the Marlins, my true line is minus 105.
Mhm.
So I have never seen this before in my history. There are 24 open bets right now on Bet Openly, all on the Marlins, meaning you only can take Houston. Everyone created the Marlins.
Yeah.
I see like 5 and 7 stacks, but 24, I'm afraid now. Pete, I'm being honest. You like it, I respect you. Bender likes it, I respect Bender, and I trust myself. Those 3 people got 24 bets on the Marlins, and to move it from plus 115 to minus 105. So what I want to tell y'all is it's not a trap because they moved the line. The books got uncomfortable each of the way and moved the line.
Well, you also know that like there's 24 open bets on Bet Openly, but like you look at betting splits across every book, and it's obviously way more Astros.
100%.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just have an influence. I'm just saying, I felt bad how much we moved it.
Yeah.
I see us moving lines 10 to 15 points, and it's really hard to cross zero. Crossing zero is probably the hardest thing to do with the book. So I love this play. I love this play for multiple reasons. I like the scrappy. They win by 1 run Marlins, and I think I said it to you a week ago. You don't like them as much as me. I
like them.
Okay.
I don't. I love them, and I like them in this spot today.
Okay.
I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs. I think I'm holding them to a different standard. Like when I shit on teams, it's like I'm holding them to their own standard, right? The Yankees and the Diamondbacks are both 60 and 60. I'm not saying the Diamondbacks are a bad team, but I consistently say I think the Yankees are the worst team of all time. It's all about expectations for each team.
Okay. Now I understand how you think. I'm going to tell you guys this and try and remember.
Gino, Gino, do you believe in the degen theory that sometimes when so many smart people are on a play, it's too sharp, or just solely read the line movement?
I want to answer that in a slightly worded different way. If I believe too many people are on a play that are sharp and smart and the line doesn't move, then that's the closest thing to my definition of a trap. It's something is known beneath the surface that all of us surface scrapers, all of us data scrapers are reading the same thing, but the people willing to back up the bet with their money, the books, aren't afraid. So it's not that I really think the line movement's fixed or set. It's that the people willing to back it up are different, right? Because I'll put 1 unit on something, but books are putting out, for the most part, exposure on every game to a mass quantity of people. So what, to me, the number one thing is first the percentage of tickets, then the money, and then how does the line react? So Nick, I hope that's helpful. So to answer your question, I do sort of believe what you asked, that if something's too sharp and the line doesn't move, I trust the line more than I trust 5 of my most respected cappers. So,
but the line did move.
The line did move here, and it moved from plus 115 to minus 105. And for y'all bettors out there, this was my true line.
Yeah.
And at 11 a.m., I said, I have this as bettable all the way up to the Marlins minus 105.
This is my true line as well. I thought it should be minus 115, minus 105.
So that's where it's at. And then underneath, what syndicates? I used to run with the Chicago syndicate. So they're not a syndicate's just an organized group of people. But long story short, you lend them your login to your offshore illegal sports books, your bookies, and they're the guys that, I'm not kidding you, I don't know how they do it. They put in bets for you, and they move lines like crazy. They lose and they win, but they move lines like crazy.
Because the books respect them. All right, let's get to play number in the prize picks entry.
This is my disrespect to Ben. I gotta play against Ben now. I gotta just go from second to clear first. And how do I do that? I get a little crazy, guys. So I want I talk a lot, so I apologize. I want to wrap this up and be clear. I'm playing to win this tournament. So I don't do 3-team parlays every day. But you're going to see me on Pete's show 3 to 4 days a week for August, because I do get a little distracted with football. I will only bet teams playing each other where both teams are involved in the playoffs. I lose a lot of value when it gets to they bring up people, other people have a playoff spot secured. I skip I skip half the baseball games toward the end of the season, like the last 2 weeks of September. So I'm getting to my 100 and I'm making a move now to get into first place. So I actually like every one of these plays. I would support you all betting each one of these individually. For this prize picks and for this show, I'm going a half a unit to win 2 units on these 3 people. And my favorite play, even though none of them were enough to be 2 units or anything, was Blackburn over 4Ks. And that to me, I don't know, it's disrespect. Maybe you know something I don't know, Petey. I like this as high as 4.5.
No,
it doesn't make sense to me.
I agree.
Is he on a short leash?
No, I think it's the Cardinals who don't strike out that much. It's also the Cardinals. He's on the road where he hasn't pitched as well. He's better at home. So it's, I guess, not a great matchup for him. Normally he's anywhere from 4.5 to 5 to like 4 to 5. And I think they're putting him at 4 on the road against the Cardinals team that doesn't strike out. So I thought it was like, should it be 4.5 maybe? But I thought it's probably around where it should be.
Okay, and then all I'll add to
this,
guys,
though, but it's not like a whoa. Yeah.
And all I'll add to this, the Cardinals got 76% of the tickets, around even on money, and this line dropped from Cardinals minus 181 to 176. To me, the A's compete in this game. I don't have them money line by Blackburn shoving. And not even I don't need to shut out or anything like that, but 5Ks, man. 5Ks in 5 innings, 5Ks in 6 innings. That I don't know. I think that, I hope I'm right here. And it's like a 7 or 8. This to me was the most disrespectful line I found all day.
Fair enough, my friend. We got to move on to Cali Wager, but keep it coming. Keep it coming. Later, man. California Wager. What's going on, my friend? Did you hear? Oh, you're muted, by the way. Colby said that all he's trying to do is beat you now. Any choice words for Colby, who's coming after you?
Good luck.
Let's get after it. Play number 1.
It's been good. Yeah, we're 32-13 our last 45 plays. So I'm trying to come on every day. I'll get that 100 plays in one way or the other. We'll make sure we finish it.
You just need them on stream. I keep talking. People are winning all here. People are winning here. Let's win here. Rangers minus 1.5.
Yeah, I like Texas tonight. I mean, here's my biggest reasoning. I mean, Reed Detmers has been atrocious, to say the least. 1-4 in his last 7 starts, an 8.9 ERA, a 1.72 WHIP. This is KBO-like numbers on the mound. And Texas, has been hot. Texas has scored 5 or more runs in 10 of their last 13 games. Texas is 12-2 in their last 14 games, and they're catching the Angels, in a complete down spiral right now. They're 3-11 in their last 14, and still in Texas. It's going to be hot. It's the dog days of summer right now, and I like everything going against Detmers with a Texas offense that continues to win. Texas is rolling right now.
Fair enough. Play number 2.
Play number 2, I'm taking the over in the Seattle and Kansas City game. Luis Castillo's been nice. Cannot ignore that fact. However, this has been a great series. Been enjoying every part of it so far, and I expect a bunch of runs in this one. I think if Kansas City can hopefully get there early enough, I think they can get to that Seattle bullpen. Regardless, I've seen Seattle scoring runs lately. I think both of these teams utilize. It's going to be a little windy out there. It's going to be hot in Kansas City again today, and I think it finds a way to get over 9. It doesn't seem too overbearing. We got to 18, I think, yesterday in this one. So I think that the offensive show continues a little bit.
I'm just curious of your opinion on a winner in this game, right? Because it is the 3rd game of the series. Mariners won, Royals won. You got Luis Castillo taking on Alec Marsh. It seems like it'd be such an easy Seattle win, but do you have any, I guess when you were looking into the game, who are you more confident scores the runs?
Well, it's funny you say that too, because when you were just talking a minute ago, everybody's on Seattle today from what I see. You can't ignore it. So that was to me like almost a red flag. Like I like Seattle kind of on the run line. I lean Seattle team total over. But again, sometimes you almost freak yourself out when you see too many people on these things. You're like, wait a minute, why are so many guys that I'm seeing on Seattle? And, to be honest with you, Seattle's done me dirty lately. Seattle, I think you had Seattle this weekend in one game where they lost in extra innings. I had them in that game too.
No, actually, it's funny. I had the Royals first 5 in that game, and then I was like done, cashed out, and then the Mariners came all the way back to the Royals won in extra innings.
Yeah. So they're one of those teams that's borderline red flag for me in terms of going money line, but I wouldn't be against, obviously the over and then leaning team total over for Seattle is seems like a decent play as well.
Fair enough. 2 plays, 2 winners.
Yes, sir.
Anything else that you were leaning today? Anything?
Yeah, there was a couple other plays. I leaned the Rays earlier today. I figured they might get themselves back in order, so that's obviously got a little bit better. I still think there's decent value on Cleveland at plus 142 to plus 145. Cincinnati, I don't know if they deserve to be minus 170 necessarily. So I do see like a little bit of value on them there. And then I also do lean the A's a little bit on the run line as well. What I think is minus 130, minus 135. So I do see a little bit of value there as well. I'm still kind of sticking to the A's. They lost the other day for me, but they're battling. They're one of those teams that keep me interested, and obviously being a Bay Area guy too, it has me attached. But yeah, those are a couple that I do lean.
Fair enough, my friend. Good to see you. Obviously, you're on a heater with your clients and KBO and all that good stuff. We just need you on stream. I always say, Callie, coming on stream today.
We'll see.
I want the winners here. I want them here.
We'll bring them the rest of the week.
Appreciate you, my friend. We'll talk to you soon. All right. Have a good rest of your day.
You too, brother.
Okay. DeGen says he needs 5 more minutes. No worries, DeGen. No worries. Safe to say, Nolan Jones over bases bang. Ooh. Nolan Jones. Any questions anybody's got? It's minus 110 on William Hill. Peter, what do you think about the total in Cubs game staying way far away from it? Gino did have the over 11. It did move against him, which you don't like to see. Feels like a straight weather play, right? If we go to Ballpark Pal and we look at the weather, what are we looking at in that game? I think it's an over adjustment to the weather, right? Like, we have wind blowing out, which is great, but it's nothing crazy, right? 10-mile-an-hour winds. It's something like the 20-mile-an-hour wind turbines that you deserve in 11. Kind of lean under. But again, I respect Gino a lot, so I'm not going to be on the under. Do I think Morton pitches okay? Remember, guys, you do not want to ask me about Yankees. You do not want to ask me about the Yankees. You know what I'm saying? Keep me away from the New York Yankees. Still waiting on DeGen. And then, producer going, we got DeGen and Javon, right? DeGen, Aram, Javon. Model loves the under, huh? I don't know if it loves the under. Yeah, I think it's on the under. I didn't play it. Coming in. Padres game thoughts. I know Javon likes Padres to win the series. Yeah, I lean the Orioles to win this game. I lean the Orioles to win this game. Didn't bet it. I just think, like, I don't think they should be plus 150, plus 160, whatever it is. So it's like, that's why I see a little bit of value. I think the true line should probably be closer to plus 130, right? For Snell versus Kramer. I would make the Padres favorites, though. Like minus 140, minus 150. So it's like, I think the Orioles have value. Not enough for me to bet them. Looks like the model likes them. No, they like them every day. I had more than last time he pitched. Gave me a heart attack, walked 7 batters, but didn't give up any runs. Need a Little League model ASAP. No, you do not, Big Whale Balls. No, you let the kids play. We don't need to bet on the kids. Let the kids play by themselves. Let the kids. At that price, they're worth the risk. Can't blame someone for taking that. Couldn't agree with you more, Richie Parlay. Can't agree with you more. definite value on them. Now, do they win the game? Not totally sure. Is there value on them? Absolutely. DeGen.
Peter.
Nolan Jones, baby.
Nolan Jones. Oh my gosh, I know. Yeah, it's funny. I see there's 15 runs now. I think I predicted 17 runs. I said. I didn't hope bet the over though. But again,
you love to see it. I'm on Nolan Jones over bases. You were on the over, and they click in the perfect way possible.
It's beautiful, but I want to remind people: Game 1, 4-6. Game 2, my 2-unit play, which was not a great bet. It got there. It was lucky as fuck.
2-unit winner for you yesterday, by the way.
2-unit winner, but I'm not proud of it. 5 runs in the top of the 9th is nothing to be proud of. However,
hey, you bet it to go over that many runs in a 9-inning game. It went over just in the last inning.
Yes,
right.
Yes, but
you won the bet.
What my point is, though, if for people that are betting these 3-game series, like that's where my bread and butter is. It's on these totals where if you think you've got that read, stick with it if it's there. And today opened 12.5 down to 12. I went against the line move. Gomber's been really good, but I thought that 12.5 was high. Yes, the totals were 1-1 to the over in games 1 and 2, but I felt like that we were due for that explosion of runs comfortably. Now, it was 3 in the first inning, and then we went like 4 scoreless, so I was shitting myself. But we got there, so I feel very good about it. I'm very happy about it. That was my favorite play of the day, along with Aaron Savale pitching outs. But I did muster up a couple more for you. I actually have to look at the Discord. I don't even know what I was on. There we go, producer Cohen. Yes, the over in Colorado. Kind of a similar situation here with did I say Colorado? I meant Chicago. Kind of a similar
you
situation.
just got Rockies in the mind.
I do have Rockies in the mind. I'm very fired up about that. This is just a 1-unit play.
Hitting a Rockies over is electric because you just never know when it's going to happen, and then they pile in at the end, and you're like, holy shit.
I don't know. I kind of think hitting a Rockies under is electric because the overs are so.
It's just like, terrifying the entire time through.
Yeah. So, okay, kind of feel like, again, didn't play it, but yesterday I did like the Cubs. I like the favorite. I didn't play that. Well, I put them in a stupid parlay, but didn't play them. I saw Sharps got burned. There was a big steam move, if I'm not mistaken. Total was also kind of going back and forth, 8.5. And then I thought about playing the over because it was juiced like -120. And then I didn't. But again, I was there spiritually, not financially. Now this game 2 of the series, I think it's fucking insane. I'm sure there is some weather explanation or reasoning for this, but I think it's at 11 now. 10.5 up to 11 with
no, it's still 10.5 at -120. So 5-cent move. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm seeing Clevenger and Assad are going, and I mean these are not dog shit pitchers. Clevenger 5-5 with a 3.55 ERA, Assad 2-2 with a 3 ERA. So in a game that just went under yesterday, disappointing performance for the Cubs. A lot of people are going to be burned there. I don't know that they're going to go back to them. Only scored 3 runs. I think that the Cubs put up a decent amount here. I think they probably get 6, 7 themselves. And I thought about maybe isolating this and going with the Cubs team total. But I don't know how you feel about the White Sox. I took them in the beginning of the season to win the division. That was not a good bet. But I don't necessarily follow them that closely. But I feel like their offense is kind of picking up steam a little bit. Like I feel like their bats are waking up a little bit. So after that big win in the game 1 of the series, even though their season's over, like maybe this is just a fuck you series for them. They swing, they hit, and so I figured I'm not going to isolate the Cubs, but I'm going to just stick with the both teams here and go the full game over.
Fair enough. I personally, and I hope this hits, I didn't play the under. I think this is an overreaction to the wind. This is too high. Maybe just hits. I looked at this line and I saw it shoot up. I was looking at the morning 9.5 up to 11, and I was like, it's just maybe it hits. I'm afraid of this one. But again, both you and Gino are both on it, both 2 bettors that I really respect. And I didn't play the under even before I knew that. So maybe it does go over, and I just a bad read, right?
And I hope I'm on the. I hope that both of our reads align again, because he was on that Yankees Braves under, which was disgusting. That on my stream was actually my POD, which is a joke that I do. I'm not a POD guy, but it was my favorite bet, and I got talked off. I respect mid-major Matt too much, who thought Severino was going to get blown up, but My
He,
point
like,
of saying
it's
this,
just Bryce Elder threw a freaking.
that's true. So Gino was on that. I was soft and was out of it. Gino's on this. I like this play. I do agree with you, though, Peter. I want to make it very clear for anybody watching. I totally get weather plays in all sports, in totals with the NFL too. The wind is a factor. There's data there that proves that if you follow it correctly, you can be on the right side more often than not. But for whatever reason, I tend to get a little scared that sometimes things overreact or they move one way too much. So that's why it's only 1 unit and it's not a 2 or 3 unit play.
Fair enough. Play number 2.
Yeah, so now we're going to go with an under. Man, I thought about how to get nasty in this one, and I really wanted the Angels. But
too.
You do? Okay.
No,
So,
I didn't bet them, but I think they win. But I didn't have the stones to do it, even though I had the stones to bet the Marlins today.
Well, that's a little bit different because the Marlins are showing some fight, and the Marlins have something to play for. Not saying the Angels don't. The Angels have something to play for too, clearly. They have a lot to play for.
Yeah.
But the Marlins are, again, the way they came back and beat the Yankees, sorry not to bring that up. They took game 1 of the Astros series. I think it's a little bit different, so I'm okay if you go with the Marlins there. Although I will tell you, Peter, I think that's a little fake sharp in my opinion.
I know. I haven't heard, sometimes you hear plays that are quote unquote sharp or whatever, and you hear a lot of people on them. I mean, it's just Gino and I haven't seen a single Marlins ticket anywhere else. So it's like everyone's saying it's fake sharp, but I haven't. Who else has been the Marlins?
That's a good point. It's not one of those ones I'm like championing as like, oh, this is the spot. Because the Astros,
everyone on earth, including betting tickets, everyone on earth thinks the Astros are going to win.
I agree with you.
Other smart people.
You know what I don't think? I don't think anybody really respects Verlander anymore. And I kind of think he pitches well. I actually am playing this first 5 under. But anyways, we'll get back to my pitch. Sorry. Okay, so I'm trying to get more disciplined and be better at, learning from my mistakes and also listening to smart people. And something smart people say in betting baseball, well, a lot of pros, what they do is they just fucking take off in July. Like they have their reads and their edge in like the first 70 games of the season. They're like, that's it. I'm packing up shop. I'm out. But if you're going to keep betting baseball, one thing they stop doing is betting on bad teams. The Angels are not one of, if you categorize bad teams in baseball, you're going to have the A's, the Royals, etc. Like maybe the Angels aren't in there, but they've been really bad. So I guess at the end of the day, I just told myself I don't want to bet on a bad team and against a really good team.
Me too.
But I figured a way to play the dog in this case was maybe bet the under because I think Detmers actually pitches pretty well today. Also, something that I like, the first 2 games in this series have soared over. I could kind of see a little like sleepy game in this game 3. I can just feel maybe like a 3-2. 4-3 even, something like that. So I think it was 8.5 up to 9. Again, I'm going against the line move. I don't love doing that, but that's my way of trying to get a little cheeky here and feel like I'm being gross because the Rangers offense has been so good. And I've heard that John Gray hasn't been good, even though he's I guess the better pitcher in this matchup. So I feel like a lot of people are going to want this under. So this is my way of kind of being contrarian and leaning into a read I have.
No, I think it's a good play. You and Mid-Major Matt are on the same one, and both of you guys gave pretty damn good pitches.
Thank you.
Just baseball fans, you're going to give me Bills money line week 1. I will not be giving you Bills money line. They're facing the Jets, aren't they? Well, they might win that game. That's a game that I'm probably not going to bet. It's going to be too hard knocksy versus Bills. That's not the bet I'm going to want to take. And producer Cohen Jets, baby, it was all about the Jets. Do you have any week 1 lines that you're looking at? Because this is your last play. Oh, no, you have one more play. Let's talk about that then.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm happy to talk football. Yes, Peter, if I could find this line in New York, unfortunately, they don't offer player rewards, but I would be all over Clayton Kershaw to win the Cy Young. He was at 200-1. I think he's down to 100-1. I just think Kershaw is fucking dialed this year. I thought about jumping in when he was before he got hurt. I think he was like 14-1 or something. Glad I didn't. I only burned my money with Shane McClanahan. Packers 2.5. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. But I can't find a Kershaw ticket. My buddy in Connecticut said they're offering it up there, so maybe I got to drive to Connecticut or something. But I like Kershaw, and the only way he does that.
Well, you know why the odds are so big.
Well, he's missed a lot of time, and he's only got about 8 games left.
I think they're limiting his innings. They're just saving him for the playoffs.
Didn't think about
That's
that.
why I took his under strikeouts on the season. I thought to myself, to go over this, he's going to have to throw about 140 innings. He ain't throwing 140 innings for the Dodgers this year. When he does throw, he's amazing. But I think the Dodgers are taking care of him because they're like, we're going to win the division, right? They've won 9 in a row. We just want you in the playoffs. That's the smartest thing they can do. And the Dodgers always do the smart thing.
Well, I'll tell you what, this makes me not like the bet a lot more. Because I just wanted to bet on Clayton Kershaw, and I didn't want to do it with the Dodgers minus 230 or whatever they are. Didn't really want to take the Dodgers minus 1.5. I know I'm still laying minus 150, but I don't care. So I just figured I'm going to back him. Now, obviously, I'm getting the bullpens involved because I'm not taking the first 5. So I know the Dodgers don't really have a great bullpen, but I'm just going to risk it here and try to go full game. I'm going to lose money fading the Brewers because I took them not to make the playoffs, and they're going to make the playoffs and probably win that division. So
Cubs might win the division. You might.
I hope so. I hope so. I took a little stab at the Cubs plus 750, but I don't think it's going to happen. The Brewers they don't have like a horseshoe up their ass like the Orioles, but I have to admit when I'm wrong, and like they do have a little bit more dog in them than I want to admit. It always seems like I look at the lineup and I'm just really not scared by anybody. But then like
Yelich, then Contreras, and then it's like, but they're getting that bad man back. Brandon Woodruff is a bad man.
Oh, Brandon Woodruff is a bad man. Yeah, they're pitching I respect, and Burns is getting much better, and Peralta's been good, et cetera. But yeah, I don't necessarily know that their lineup scares me. So I'm just gonna kind of go with my guy Kershaw here, and I try to figure out the best way to do it. Watch the fucking Dodgers win like 12-5. But I'm gonna take a stab at the Brewers team total under.
Fantastic. I wish we could talk football. We got Arm up next, but we'll be talking football soon. All right, my friend.
Okay, sounds good, my man.
All right, man. Talk to you soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Arm Layton. Arm.
How you doing?
I mean, Colby's just coming after you. He took gambling out of his bio, like he said, and he just put above Arm Layton in the NGA contest in his bio. Do you have a response?
Hey, I'm just glad he's still making picks in August, man. That's already better than last year. So, I'm glad he's rolling. I'm glad he's feeling himself a little bit. Again, to me, it's like the Chris Paul cut, hits a big 3 to cut the lead to 47. Like that's what it is to me. So, I'm not worried about it. We got some good picks today that'll put me right back up top, and then we can see him adjust his bio back to something else again.
Because you always had the big whale balls hater who's in here right now saying, "Oh boy, here we go," and then now you got Colby. So you got multiple haters. I want to see what you do to the haters today.
Oh, the haters aren't ready. Big whale balls.
No,
for the
you know what? Oh no,
5th time in a row. Send me the fucking slip. I will give you a full rebate. Like if you send me the slip, if that shit hits, I will give you a nice chunk. Send the slip. Because we got 3 plays today that are all 2-unit plays.
You know what Big Whale Balls did? He kind of exposed himself because I think low-key Big Whale Balls is actually a good guy, and I think he's just trolling because he was trolling earlier, and then he said, I'm not hating it all. It's actually all jokes. I think he is joking, but I'm not sure. Big Whale Balls. Twitter DMs don't work because of verification.
I get strangers DMing me 24/7 about random shit.
Yeah.
JK's and Big Whale Balls. All right, let's do it. I like Big Whale Balls. There's a mutual admiration here.
There's a mutual admiration. I want to talk about the Astros first because I'm on the fish money line today.
Oh God, are you? I'm worried about my boy Jesus.
Yeah,
I'm worried about my boy Jesus. So this is like right about at the trade deadline. So like right at the 30th, Luzardo had hit like by far the most innings he has thrown in his career. He's dealt with injury issues in the past. Thank goodness he's healthy. And, this has already been a phenomenal year for him for a lot of reasons. But the last couple starts, man, you've just kind of seen him look like a guy who's hit his, innings mark. And I'm a little bit worried that this might be a continuous trend here. He's just leaving pitches up. He doesn't look like he just doesn't look like the same guy. Right? Luzardo's a guy I know he likes to run the fastball from time to time, but he works really well at the bottom of the zone. He's got the breaking ball. He'll mix in the changeup, but then the fastball's got some good sink at the bottom. Last 2 starts, 5 home runs. Yes, it was against the Rangers and the Yankees, but honestly, like the Yankees, whatever.
They do hit lefties. That's the only thing they do. They are the worst
do hit
baseball against righties. Yeah.
But even the start before that.
So do the Astros, though. To your credit, the Astros also really hit lefties.
And now that was going to be part 2 here. Start before that against the Tigers, 4 2/3, 7 hits, 4 earned, 3 walks. I just think the stuff is a little bit subdued of late. I think he's leaving stuff up. I think he's tired. And I mean, I hope he throws well today. I will happily lose this bet because I love Jesus. He's a great guy, and I obviously want to see the Marlins make the playoffs. But I just don't feel great. Verlander shoved against the Marlins earlier this year. He just they just didn't even have very competitive at bats, and that was when they were playing good ball. I just don't like this matchup for the Marlins, and I also think Luzardo's just kind of slowing down a little bit.
And that's why I felt like this game was so weird with all these player props. Verlander 2.5, -160 over.
Wow.
Runs. Luzardo -145 to the under.
Wow.
I agree with you. That's what I was looking at. And then I was like, all right, well, Verlander's also not been extremely sharp lately. He's been pretty damn sharp lately, but in his last 2 starts, not as much. But now there's Luzardo. To me, I like this improved Marlins lineup. Like Josh Bell and Jake Burger, this is not the same Marlins lineup that he faced.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
I think it's going to be a good game. One of us at least is going to come out a winner.
Hey, if I'm going to lose, I'd rather you win, than just lose. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. But also, again, I want to see Jesus throw, but that is a great point. The way Josh Bell and Jake Berger have been swinging it, I mean, it's a totally.
And even Sanchez is hitting well.
Jazz is batting cleanup today. We'll see how that. I mean,
it's a good-looking lineup today.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Lineup.
Best lineup I've seen in Miami since Stanton, Yelich, and Ozuna. So I will take it.
All right, let's go Cincinnati, Cleveland over.
Yeah, this one, I felt like, a lot of people would probably be piling into the under on this, right? You've got Noah Syndergaard looking a little bit better. He's like, maybe the Guardians identified something here. You've got Andrew Abbott, who's a lefty, and the Guardians can't hit lefties. Then why is he over under 9.5? Well, I don't know if you've seen the last couple of starts from Andrew Abbott. He seems to be coming down to earth a little bit. I think he's a phenomenal starter. I think he's going to have a phenomenal career. He's a rookie. He is a guy that, I think gets away with a lot. I mean, he has, I think, the best strand rate in Major League Baseball. And he's battled, he had a nice little bounce back against the Pirates, but overall has battled some command issues over the last month. And, he's been getting hit harder over the last month, and he's been giving up a lot more long balls at home. So I think this Guardians lineup may sneakily put up a couple runs against him. And then Noah Syndergaard in Cincinnati. I've had enough of this, pretend that Noah Syndergaard's back. This is the game where I think he comes back down to earth a little bit. The Reds need this one. I don't believe that Noah Syndergaard is magically good now. He's the same guy. And I think pitching in Cincinnati in a day where I think the ball is going to fly a little bit, this is going to be a high-scoring affair.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I was thinking about betting the Reds today, but I don't fully believe Abbott.
That was why I took the over. I thought Reds first, and then I had that same trepidation,
thought process.
And I'm like, okay, well, if I'm nervous about Abbott, clearly the books are a little bit nervous about Abbott because I think that over under is relatively
especially
high.
After a 3-0 game yesterday, and then you have Andrew Abbott coming in.
Yeah, who's probably been their best guy right now. So yeah, no doubt about it. I think this is one that kind of soars over. And yeah, I like it. So the last pick, we got Jay's first 5, which is funny because I know that somebody just came on here and pitched the opposite.
Mid-majors on the Phillies +0.5. So one of you guys going home a winner as well.
Yeah. I mean, look, +0.5. I could see the intrigue here. This is more of a fade of Aaron Nola. I just don't think he has it. You look at the last handful of starts. Yeah, he bounced back against the Nationals. He has pretty much sunned the Nationals his entire career, but got beat up by the Royals, got beat up by the Pirates, got beat up by the Guardians. Okay start against the Brewers, got beat up by the Marlins. I just don't think this is the same, Aaron Nola that we were used to before, and I'm not going to let one start kind of sway me from
back down. I was tailing him in the middle of the season. It was working for me because his velo was back up and he looked better. And then it came back down again. I don't know if he's fully healthy.
I don't know if he is either. And he's probably trying to just throw through it. Contract year. Last start, his velo, to your point, was down almost a full tick. Average fastball was 92. Normally he's 93 and change. So that was one side of it as well. And then you take on the other fact that, I know that Kevin Gausman doesn't get run support, all that good stuff. I get it. I think this is where it kind of evens out. I don't think the Blue Jays go up to the plate every single time Cosman throws and goes, "Oh, we don't need to hit today." Like, I think there's a level of complacency maybe early in the season, but it gets to the point now where it's like you got to hit. It might be a little bit coincidental. I think Nola's going to make it kind of easier for them to hit. I think the Jays are going to finally get rolling here, and I just trust Kevin Gausman. You just did a whole thing on him about how he's underrated, yet he's also still really well regarded. That's how good he is. I feel like anytime I tail Kevin Gausman, I have a shot, especially through the first 5. I'm going to take the better pitcher and just roll with it. So I like them first 5 here.
Yeah, can't blame you. Can't blame you one bit. Aram, 3 2-unit bombs. Shove it down Colby's throat, but at the same time, I kind of hope you both win all of your bets. Would be sick.
No, you don't.
I do. I want people watching who tail to win. That's my goal.
No, that is true. That is true. We do want the folks to win. I
love the competition, but
I don't think anyone's tailing Colby anyways. Like, it's fine, man. Just have him lose. We'll win, and we'll go from there. I'll be back in the hunt.
One of my favorite parts of the competition is the Aram Colby rivalry. It is very fun. It is very fun. I do like it.
It's a friendship that goes back to sophomore year of college. So, but now it's dead. I'll see you later, man.
I'll see you later. We're welcoming on the milkman. Aram, later, Aram. See ya.
Yeah, stuck at big whale balls.
See ya. The milkman to end it. Rocking the Reds. Dude, I saw that graphic.
You want to know why they lost?
That was too far. That was
the second you see that graphic and then you start out the game with Spencer Steer losing a fly ball in the sun, you just chalk it for the day, man.
That's the same thing though. I was saying because I was on Reds first 5, and like I was like, sure he could have caught it. I mean, the Reds didn't score a run, so like, who cares?
This is kind of like a backbreaking thing to happen in the first inning, though.
Yeah, it is. It is. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Let's get into the plays. What do we got? Oakland. The Fighting A's.
Yeah, they're scoring today. So, I mean, looking at this, like the obvious thing that sticks out against me is how putrid they've been offensively against left-handed pitching for, I mean, a majority of the season, but especially like the last couple months when they've had like this cast of players hanging in like the 50s pretty consistently in WRC plus. They're terrible. But the one place that they do kind of hit lefties is
road.
I mean, yeah, on the road, and then lefties who give up a lot of hard contact, which, where are they today? They're in St. Louis, and Liberatore is coming off of the greatest start of all time that he's ever had against the Rays in the Trop, where he was immaculate. And then he's coming back here against the little A's, who, you know, I'm not really buying into that start at all. I think he's more the pitcher that we saw for a majority of his starts. He's giving up a lot of hard contact, and the A's ranked 10th in hard hit rate against lefties in the last month, and they also have the 11th lowest strikeout rate. So there's little things on their side. Obviously, Liberatore, you know, he struck out 7 in the Rays start, but he's not a strikeout artist, and I don't think he's going to be today. I think the A's are going to put a lot of balls in play, and that's going to go pretty well for them. So I've been seeing this creep up, and then you look on Prize Picks after 7 shutout innings with 7 Ks against the Rays. You know what he has up today on Prize Picks?
I know he's got a 2.5 earned run square.
Oh, he has a 2.5 earned run square. So we can talk about that a little bit when we get to the Prize Picks entry that's in. But I think that's pretty indicative of how the start's going to go. So I've been kind of waiting. Yesterday I liked A's bats a little bit. I targeted them more on the prop side. Didn't come through like as a team total wise, but I think they do today. I think this number creeping up throughout the day is pretty telling.
The Oakland Fighting Athletics. I like this play. A lot of people hate when I bet on the A's. And it more often goes, I bet on the first 5 in the full game money line. They win through the first 5, and I'm like, yes. And then they lose the full game. I'm like, all right, I made 0.05 units on the A's today.
There you go.
All right, there we go. All right, let's go to play number 2, San Diego. Screw the Orioles, huh? No way the Orioles win.
Yeah, no shot. But
I mean,
yeah, back in Blake Snell today, 100%, which is only half unit because this is all I'm throwing because I have them minus 150 to win the series. Partially because that was the price, which I thought was very crazy. Kind of counting this game as a win, I guess, odds-wise, and then looking back at the first 2 games, I thought it was pretty long for the Padres. But today, I think Snell absolutely deals. I mean, first of all, if you go on Prize Picks and you scroll through all the Orioles props, there's a lot of guys up for crazy things today. That, you know, the Orioles have been fantastic offense against lefties for a majority of the seasons. When you see Anthony Santander up for half a base, 1.5 strikeouts, you see Adley Rutschman up for 5 fantasy score. You see a cast of guys up for half total base, including James McCann, who's greened out. Then you take a shift over to Blake Snell. Look at his odds after giving up 3 and 2 in his last starts. He's going up against a team who simply cannot lose. He's got a 1.5 earned run square up, and all of his other props look really, really high. I'll say that against a team who, yes, they're really good against lefties, but they also don't really strike out all that much. And you got him sitting at 8 strikeouts and a fantasy score higher than some of these other matchups that have been much better for him. You know, he's usually sitting like 40.5 when he plays the Pirates or somebody like that who's really struggling against lefties, and he's above that today. So all those combined with the fact that I was looking at the series price, and I still do like the matchup for Blake Snell, pitch arsenal wise against a lot of these hitters. I think he absolutely deals today. And then I also think this is finally the time we get that Dean Kramer regression that we've been kind of looking for a majority of the season now. Another guy who is due for it because of his hard hit rate, because of 5.46 xERA. I think it's going to come back to bite him today against the Padres offense, who, when they're on, especially in the back end of that lineup in terms of hard contact, they get runs in a flurry. So I think we get that early and often today from them.
So as our leader, there's been a lot of noise. Yep. Gino's feeling disrespected by Ben. He's trying to come for the title. Mid-major Matt took his victory lap yesterday. He won the competition yesterday. You got Ben saying he's confident he's going to win this thing. You got Ollie saying he's the tortoise. I agree. I'm also the tortoise. Haven't heard a lot from you. Do you have a statement on people coming for the title?
I'm just here so I won't get fined. I mean, I'm just slow and steady wins the race.
Slow and steady wins the race, huh?
Just action. Just winners, just plays.
Just winners and just plays. And now we got to fucking hammer.
Yeah, but I did get kind of bored today. I wanted to switch it up. This is kind of my flex statement right here. I'm throwing a half U on a 4-legger. But yeah, I figured this would be kind of fun to do. Throwing the Liberatore over earned run square, kind of explain that. Can correlate that, which is super cool that you can do that on Prize Picks now, even though it comes with a little slight decreased payout. I took Shea Langoliers, who's not on the board anymore, hit run RBI. I was looking for one of those guys between him and Brent Rooker who's going to be able to do some damage here. So went with him. Next couple, with Wade Miley under 5.5 hits, which could seem a little bit confusing to people who, took the squad ride, because squad ride's Dodgers first 5 -0.5. But a lot of that, like I wrote it up on the cheat sheet a little bit. It's like the Dodgers are obviously very patient, especially against left-handed pitching. Wade Miley has not been able to fill the strike zone much, if at all. Looking at his walk rates, walking multiple batters in 5 straight starts and 8 of his last 10 is what I put down. So these late night squares, when it's really bad pitchers against really good offenses in very obvious spots, they tend to go towards the pitcher a little bit. So I'm playing into the square there, hoping that, he gets destroyed a little bit, walking guys, high pitch count gets pulled pretty early. I think that's what's going to happen. So I went with that. Then Charlie Morton over 6 Ks. I wish I was able to lock in this whole 4-piece earlier at 5.5. But the Yankees obviously are terrible against right-handed pitching. They're also terrible against curveballs, which I targeted Nick Pivetta, which the Nationals yesterday, they're not a team that I strike or target for strikeouts very often because they don't. They're starting to tick up, and they had a really good matchup against Nick Pivetta did against the curveball. Yankees are worse against the curveball, and the curveball accounts for like 75% of Charlie Morton's strikeouts.
So 100% of them, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to be extremely effective in that realm today. I'm not fully convinced that he's going to have like a fantastic start overall, but I think the whiffs are going to be there no matter how effective he is against that lineup. So those are the 4.
Well, it's good to see you to end it because normally you're bringing out winners. Producer Connor, if you could flash the leaderboard again, let the people know Javon sits in first place at a shade under 10 units. Rocking with the Padres through the first 5, just a half unit, nothing crazy. All right, we're not going nuts.
Yeah.
But what we are going nuts on, relatively, based on your unit size for other bets, is the Oakland A's team total. And we're rocking with the Prize Picks entry. Javon, appreciate you, my friend. All right.
Don't let me hit the 4-leg. That's all I'm going to say.
What'd you say?
Don't let me hit the 4-leg.
Why didn't you play Dodgers first 5 on stream if it's the squad ride?
I didn't have the same place. Well, they didn't have the same thing when I looked on MGM. We have Dodgers first 5 -0.5, and when I looked on that MGM, they didn't have that option.
Let me see. You could be right. Let me see.
I saw the
-0.5, -150.
Yeah, it's kind of fat now. Might as well leave it. But I saw the -1 there was my only option. when I looked. But yeah, if I had the choice, I would add that at the normal price, and then maybe the Astros at this point, because I was waiting on Altuve news. So with him in, pushing the button.
Buying good news with that Altuve, huh?
It's not buying good news necessarily. It's just I assumed that he was going to be in, but I wanted to make sure.
I'm on an island by myself, Gino and I, Marlins. All right,
and
man.
Trail J Sports. Don't
And
forget.
what place?
Oh, and Trail J Sports.
Is he bad? Is he?
It's not great.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming on and let me know that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Right before game time. I'll appreciate it. 20 minutes. Thanks. Get out of here. See you later.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gents. That'll do it for the stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I don't know if we'll be back tomorrow. We might be. I might be doing football. I'm not sure yet. We'll see what happens. Love you guys. Remember, support our sponsors. Producer Gunner, if you can drop the Pikkit link again in chat. Make sure to download for anybody coming in new. It's also going to help you, right? You want to know where betting splits are. You want to track your own plays, sync your sportsbook using code Peter. You enter it into a raffle. You can win anywhere from $3 to $100. All right? Appreciate you guys coming again. But we have to remember, it's not gambling advice. Peace out, everybody.